Hello everybody, my name is V. Narendra Kumar and we are from NRK Academy, and today we got this wonderful story called The Peasant and the Water-Sprite. This is part of our master reading and listening via grammar analysis, and this is a story written long back by AESOP and retold by Leo Tolstoy. The Peasant and the Water-Sprite. A peasant lost his axe in the river. Axe is that instrument by which you cut the trees, you know that. A peasant lost his axe in the river. That's how you read, word by word. A peasant, lose becomes lost in the past tense. A peasant lost his axe in the river. He sat down on the bank in grief, in sadness, and becomes began in the past and began to weep. A peasant lost his axe in the river, clear. He sat down on the bank in grief. Grief means sadness, and is a linking word there. Begin becomes began in the past, began to weep. The Water-Sprite heard the peasant. The Water-Sprite here becomes heard in the past, the peasant, and take becomes took pity on him. Again a relationship. He brought a gold axe out of the river and said, "Is this your axe?" The peasant said, "No, it is not mine." "Is this your axe?" The peasant said, say becomes said in the past, "No, it is not mine." The Water-Sprite brought another, a silver axe. The Water-Sprite brought another, a silver axe. Again the peasant said, say becomes said, "It is not my axe. It is not my axe." We have got this reading. It's very simple. We have to break the sentence into parts, into words. Then the Water-Sprite brought out the real axe. That's how you read. Don't miss any word. Then look at the feel of it, the beauty of it. Then the Water-Sprite brought out the real axe. The peasant said, "Now this is my axe." The Water-Sprite made the peasant a present. The Water-Sprite made the peasant a present of all three axes for having told the truth. The Water-Sprite made the peasant a present. You can say give a present. You can say made a present also, actually, in English. The Water-Sprite made the peasant a present of, is a linking word there, preposition, all three axes, for having told the truth. At home, the peasant showed his axes to his friends and told them what had happened to him. At home, which means he went home. The peasant becomes showed in the past tense, showed his axes to his friends. Clear. And linking word, he is silent there. He told them what had happened to him. He told him what? He told them what? What had happened, which is had happened is past perfect tense. We know that past perfect tense. We have learned that in grammar. Past perfect tense, had happened, is the past of past. One of the peasants made up his mind to do the same. One of the peasants made up his mind means decided to do the same. He went to the river purposely threw his axe into the water, sat down on the bank and began to weep. Begin becomes began. The Water-Sprite brought out a gold axe and asked, "Is this your axe?" The peasant was glad and called out, "It is mine." The Water-Sprite did not give him the gold axe and did not bring him back his own either, because he had told an untruth. Untruth means lie. He had told. And that completes a simple, beautiful story. And this is the point about sincerity. If you're sincere, everything good happens to you. Otherwise, it doesn't. Let's see if you have got this reading. A peasant lost his axe in the river. Clear. A peasant lose becomes lost in the past. His axe in the river. Clear. If you notice, we are checking the grammar, the tenses, we are checking the verb actually, and we are also checking the prepositions, we are checking the connecting links, and we are just connecting them all together to completely understand the sentence. A peasant lose becomes lost his axe in the river. He sat down on the bank in grief, in sadness, and begin becomes began to weep. The Water-Sprite heard the peasant and took pity on him. He brought a gold axe out of the river and said, "Is this your axe?" The peasant said, "No, it is not mine. It is not mine." Clear. Mine means It's your possession. The water sprite brought another, comma, a silver axe. Again the peasant said, "It is not my axe." Then the water sprite brought out the real axe. Brought out the real axe. Clear. The peasant said, "Now this is my axe." So when you read word by word, it becomes so completely clear. The water sprite made the peasant a present. Made the peasant a present. So this is advanced English here a little bit. The water sprite, you can say, gave the peasant a present, but you can also say the water sprite made a present. Made a present of all three axes. For means because. Having told the truth. For telling the truth, you can say, or you can say for having told the truth. At home, the peasant showed his axes. Show becomes showed in the past tense. His axes to his friends, and told. In the past, tell becomes told them what had happened to him. What happened to him will not be fully correct. Past perfect tense comes here because it's past of past. One of the peasants made up his mind, decided to do the same. He went to the river, purposely threw his axe into the water, sat down on the bank, and began to weep. Look at this sentence. 4 sentences are there here. One of the peasants made up his mind. He wanted to do the same. He went to the river. He purposely threw his axe into the water. He sat down on the bank and he began to weep. What's so great about this? Only 5 sentences linked by some linking words. One of the peasants made up his mind to do the same. He went to the river, comma, purposely threw his axe into the water, comma, sat down on the bank, comma, and began to weep. The water sprite brought out the gold axe and asked, "Is this your axe?" The peasant was glad and called out, "It is not, it is mine, mine." The water sprite did not give him the gold axe and did not bring him back. His own either, because he had told an untruth. The water sprite did not give him the gold axe. He did not bring him back his own either. Also, reason, he had told an untruth. That's how you link it. Let's read the last sentence again. The water sprite did not give him the gold axe and did not bring him back his own either, because he had told an untruth. And such a wonderful story we have just finished. Thank you so much.